Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Game Junk Podcast, episode 235, recording on Monday, June 2nd, 2025. My name is Frank.
My name is Sean.
And my name is Andrew.
And on this week's show, we'll be getting to some junk mail from our Discord. Not a ton, but we'll go over it and then get into what we played. Probably not a whole lot of that either. Who's playing anything right now? We are two days, 48 hours, 51 hours from the launch of the Switch 2.
The countdown is on.
Yes. Now, I'm getting very excited. I got Donkey Kong and Mario World Tour videos dominating my Instagram. Am I the only one that's full on Nintendo mode, ready to go?
I think you are. I'm not feeling a lot of hype out there right now. I mean, I'm kind of excited, but I'm more excited for Donkey Kong than Mario Kart. So
I'm not excited at all. Nope. Zero excitement. I almost forgot it was coming out.
There is a mild concern relating to this, though. I'll lift my arm up. You can see this on YouTube. I think I've developed carpal tunnel syndrome.
Oh, boy.
I have to go to the doctor to get this confirmed, but it's been 3 days and the pain is progressing to my fingers. And I'm seriously concerned the impact this is going to have on my video game playing ability. Or was it caused by excessive video game playing?
I mean, I've had a similar issue with my thumb over the past few months where I'm like, is this from work or is this from playing games? And should I not do either of those things for a while? So I don't know, man. But yeah, it happens.
You guys can't get hurt. Otherwise, there will be no games talked about on this show because we all know I don't play any games. You guys can't get hurt. Come on. You got to heal up there, Frank. Go to bed early. Put some ice on it.
Dude, I'm trying. I wear it with a splint. It doesn't seem to help. And the last time I had something like this, I wore the splint to bed, woke up the next day feeling 100%. And this time it's just getting worse. So I was watching exercises and tips for dealing with carpal tunnel, even though I don't even know if that's what it is yet. But I'm going to pretend that it is and try to work out, stretch these muscles and get ready for midnight on Thursday. Now,
I'm sure holding a handheld that's probably too small for your hands is not going to help with that situation.
You think I'm playing in handheld mode?
Yeah,
we have to go over this again. No one who games that's worth a hill of beans games in handheld mode.
You're saying that when you're playing Switch 2 on your TV and you got to go take a shit, you're not going to take it with you?
I probably wouldn't, to be honest.
Okay.
But now that you've said it, I might. I might reconsider that depending on what's going on. But I did see a nice comparison on Instagram of the two screens. And I have to admit, the Switch 2 screen does look very nice. So maybe I will play in handheld mode more.
Where are you going to set it up in your bedroom so that you can game from your bedroom, from your bed? It'd be on the main TV, right? So at night, are you going to switch the whole thing over to the bedroom TV?
My bedroom gaming.
Okay.
And I will set it up on my TV downstairs. I may buy a second dock and put one in the bedroom. So that's the one beautiful thing about the Switch. Very flexible. I have to shell out thousands of dollars to get a PlayStation 5 in every room of my house. But for two, it's a marginal extra fee. So thank you, Nintendo. I'll give you credit where credit is due. And Sean, let's talk about it here. You have two pre-orders, one for you, one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you received any shipping notices yet?
No notices yet. And we did talk, I don't know if we talked on the show, but the Walmart one is a little vague on when it will ship. It kind of says between, whatever the release date is and
I understand.
The 10th or 12th or something like that. Yeah. So it's a little sketchy.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. So talked a bit before the show. I will be trying to go to some midnight launches. Very few around here. My local mall has one, and they say they have walk-in editions. Going to go feel them out at the mall tomorrow, see what they got. Does it have Mario Kart World Tour? I mean, that's the ultimate decision. If I get in this line at midnight and I get to the counter we don't have Mario Kart World Tour. We just have the base version. It's a $30 bump to just buy it when I get home.
Cash.
From the store. I've already made that decision in my mind. I think I will be buying it at midnight if that's the case, unless some kind of shipping notification comes up. A very important question to ask Sean. Are you working from home on Thursday, or are you out in the
I am. I'll be home. So
okay, that's a good thing.
Any deliveries, don't you worry.
You will be seeing me within minutes of a delivery alert.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm getting pretty pumped. Hopefully my PlayStation, who cares about that? It's Switch 2 week. That thing's a turd right now. My Pro controller and camera, which I pre-ordered, will arrive that day as well.
I was just thinking, should I get a camera? Because I'm like, you know what? Like, Frank's gonna want to try his out. Like, I kind of need to get one. But I was reading some stuff. I was very surprised. They do not seem to support any sort of streaming to any like YouTube, Twitch, any of that stuff. It's just for the whatever their chat service is called.
Good. I'm in favor of that. But I mean, if there's anyone who would need to buy this camera, it's you. It's like middle of the road tech. It's like cheesy and lame, and like
I'm gonna get to play some Mario Party mini games with it. I mean, that's kind of.
I don't think that update launches until August, so I wouldn't stress it for now. I don't know if there's any integration with the camera with Mario Kart World Tour yet, but I'm sure we'll see. But I'm very excited. I wasn't going to mention this. Or sorry, I was going to mention this in what we played. Pardon me. But I went to the Great Canadian Midway this weekend to hang out with a friend and hit the arcade, and was for the first time tried Mario Kart DX, the arcade version. Don't know if anyone's given this a test try. And I thought it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. I'm surprised they haven't like released tracks from that for DLC or part of that expansion pass, but it was pretty good. I had a lot of fun. But the reason I'm bringing it up was before you start the game, especially if you're playing against rivals, it takes a picture of your face and you put like Mario character noses and hats over your photograph. Hey, let's get that going. I'm in.
No, I was trying to remember like that. It's just a still image though, right? Like it's not like a live as you're playing.
Oh, interesting. I like where you're going. I don't know if you were going here, but we've got filters, Snapchat filters. Does the Switch 2 have the power to take your face and like Mario Kartify it on the fly through the camera? I'm guessing no.
Pretty cool. The frame rate can't even run smoothly, so probably not. But
it'll probably turn it into pixel art and leave a single frame. But I mean, we'll take what we can get after we shell out for this hunk of junk camera, which it's so the neck is so long. I don't think I have anywhere to put it anywhere. Like, where am I supposed to put this thing? Got to buy a stand just for the camera.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to go beside your TV, but I guess if you don't have a TV stand or something, then
I do, but it's full. There's a ginormous 77-inch OLED dominating the area.
Could be a problem.
You're gonna have to buy like a separate table to put it on beside the entertainment unit.
Thankfully, I anticipate never having to use it or even looking at it again after the first time I open it. I mean, I know Sean and I are going to want to give it a little test run, see what's up. But other than that, it'll collect dust for the next, basically until I die.
I got a follow-up question for you about this this arcade you went to. Did you play a lot of games with like custom control schemes and like how you held it, for instance?
And sorry?
How you held
you're
and
bringing the
played
carpal tunnel into this?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is that not the obvious choice? No? You don't think you got it at that arcade where they have a whole bunch of games with special control schemes that you're not used to?
I'll tell you the games.
You were given it like you were a professional gamer while you're there and trying to beat all the kids' high scores?
I was not going like a professional gamer. I played Mario Kart, Batman Arcade, which is just a racing game kind of thing. The Halo on-rail shooter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jurassic Park on-rail shooter. That's it. Very light gaming.
Any feedback in those shooter guns?
Not very little. I barely even felt it.
Right.
Maybe I hadn't considered it, but you might be onto something.
It's possible,
and that might affect some of my junk mail answers. Now that you bring it up, but I did do some Crane game. I was trying to burn through my credits. I had tons left, so I did 2 Crane games with Squishmallows. Is that what those are called?
Oh yeah,
Muppets editions. And my friend who I was hanging out with, his wife, like on the second one, she's like, "Oh, I watch videos for this all the time, like all day." She said, "Not all day, every day," or something. So she's like, or no, she didn't say anything. She's like, I love this stuff. And
just gave you one of these, like step aside.
No. She was maybe giving me some tips. But then for the third, I had 3 buys essentially left on my card. Third one, I'm like, this is yours. You go for this. 1 for 1. Went, boom, dropped it. Animal, Squishmallow, done. In the bin.
That's huge.
Crushed it.
I mean, pretty impressive. A $40 value.
$40 value to who?
I mean, at other
those Squishmallows aren't cheap.
Oh, right.
Let me tell you.
They had them at other gift shops in the falls. So it was hey,
I was
trust
you're
those
paying
prices.
the Niagara Falls premium.
She kept it. She did the work. She won. I was very close. I got halfway and it fell, and then she did the rest. So congratulations. It was a fun time at the arcade. Been a while since I've gone to an arcade. And
is that the one in the Boston Pizza? That one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So just before we move on from this, I got one other question, because the last couple times I was at an arcade, I noticed this. I'm sure it's an obvious thing that everyone is noticing, but did you not notice that arcades are now mobile games, just giant versions of mobile games everywhere? Like it's like Doodle Jump and like
Flappy Bird,
Cut the Rope, Flappy Bird, Angry Birds, like all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe. Yeah, 100%. At the time, I just kind of, as soon as I saw one of those, I looked away like in shame. So I wasn't really processing it. But yeah, you're right. That's kind of what it is. And I was looking for some hidden gems. And I do like a good on-rails shooter from time to time, especially with force feedback, carpal tunnel and all. And maybe that'll come up later in the show. Who knows?
Who knows?
Okay. I think that does it for a very long intro for us.
Very long.
Film junk-esque.
Yeah. Are we ready to get into some junk mail?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we often ask for junk mail on our Discord. You can find links for the Discord at youtube.com/game junk, where you can watch the show, comment, do whatever you want, talk shit. I don't care. I don't even pay attention. I read them and I'm like, whatever. You're not going to get me brought up. But engage at will. And once you go to the Discord, you'll see the junk mail channel. You can add it there. I would recommend waiting for a call. Sometimes, it's tougher to go back and, did we do this last time? So get ready for the mention or at. And get ready to drop. We should do it more regularly. But okay, here we go. First question. Jeff Tastic. Are we allowed to know what industry Frank works in currently? Interesting.
Well, that is a personal question right off the bat.
Very personal.
Jeff, take it easy, bud. No, you're not allowed to know. I will say I currently work in no industry. You consider me to be a professional podcaster, which I don't, but that's about it right now. Thanks for bringing it up, Jeff.
He's acting like he doesn't love it, but he's loving it.
To be fair, I am unemployed by choice currently. Let's just put it that way. All right. Next up, Zebra Stool. Did you guys used to do LAN parties too? What were your go-to games? Was there always that one guy who just couldn't connect no matter what? And where do you even host those epic nights? Or where did you even host those epic nights? All right, who's got a LAN party story?
Not me.
Did you come to my LAN party for Halo?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it vaguely seems familiar, but that would be like the only thing I had a kind of a memory of playing Halo and having to bring my Xbox somewhere. And the only other thing I was going to mention in university at the computer lab, obviously not really a LAN party, but there was a game we used to play. Does anybody remember or know of BZ Flag?
No.
What?
Okay. It was, I guess, maybe just at the Brock University lab, but it was on like the Silicon Graphics computers. It's like a first person, you're controlling a tank. It's very simplistic, but it was very addictive.
How do you spell this? I can't even find this. It's just like a
B,
game
the
only
letter
existed
Z,
on the Brock
flag.
computers.
No, I think, yeah,
You gotta
just
improve your Google foo there, Frank.
flag.
I found it right away. B, the letter Z, flag.
Oh, BZ Flag.
Yeah.
God, what a terrible title.
It's free. You can download it still, it looks like. We might have to try this out one day.
There you go.
Man,
Yeah,
the graphics have gotten way better.
We should make a new version of this. Anyone can make this. Nothing.
There you go. I must say, I shouldn't say never. I don't think I ever did a LAN party that I can remember. Definitely not with like PCs. I don't recall ever hauling a PC anywhere. But I think the closest thing I ever got to it was a bunch of buddies and I used to play Heroes of Might and Magic 2 or 3. And we would have it though on one computer and we'd all sign up and then one guy would go in and take his turn and then leave the room. And then the next guy would come in and take his turn. So it's kind of like a really amateur LAN party, I would say, at that point. And then the only other thing I could think of that was kind of close to it is like just like regular multiplayer things, like having a group of like 8 to 10 guys playing like GoldenEye and switching off, and like that would be kind of like,
we all did that.
I know, that's what I mean though. That wouldn't even really count. So I mean, and I think the first online game I ever played was like Diablo online with a buddy of mine, and that was like the first time I ever played like an online game that I would consider kind of the closest thing to a LAN party. But yeah, it was tough too, because like, you know, when we were doing the LAN party thing, the only thing that could do it was the Xbox, and that was kind of later on. I think the Xbox came out probably right when we were kind of hitting university. So, you know, you're gaming, but I mean, you're like in the same room with everyone else kind of thing. You're not all kind of coming to one spot to do LAN parties. And then before that, no one's hauling their parents' computer around that their parents paid like $2,000 for, or whatever it was, or whatever their 386 PC.
Yeah,
I don't even know if those guys could do LAN parties. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like that kind of reminded me. I had a friend who like had a computer store in Thorold, and they had, you know, computers that were networked, and they would rent them out to people. And I remember going there and playing a few times, and that's kind of where I got introduced to like Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat. So that's like a LAN party. Fun. But
what about I didn't participate in anything like this, but at Silicon Knights, weren't there ever like big multiplayer matches?
Battlefield 2 was big. I remember. Yeah.
Okay. For me, definitely some Xbox LAN parties. I remember like a real hack job with Halo, the first Halo, that I didn't even know was possible, and someone made it happen. That was like an 8-person one. Then did some bigger ones with various versions of Call of Duty on the Xbox 360. Those were pretty good. And the most memorable one I hosted at my house had to be at least 12, maybe more people with TVs all over the house. And it went a long time. I think I remember starting at 8 o'clock and it finished probably 3 in the morning, 4. And over the course of the LAN party, it had probably snowed about 2 feet. And everyone we had to shovel snow at 3 a.m. and get everyone out of there. So, oh yeah, I'm not a huge LAN head, but I've had a couple of those.
I just remembered something. Do you guys remember the Game Boy Connect cable? Game Link, whatever it's called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would that qualify as a LAN party? Because I think I did a couple of those, maybe trade some Pokemons or something. I don't remember what I did.
I didn't know anyone else who had a Game Boy. I always wanted
really?
Well, I guess that's not true. My brother had one, but we never had any of the same games except for Blades of Steel. I think that's the only game we played.
I mean, to be fair, it definitely doesn't count. Two, if we're thinking of that cable, there was one game that I associate with that peripheral in video game magazines. I never played this game. Maybe it's due for a comeback. Maybe this is on Sean's it feels like a Sean game, most anticipated game announcements. Upcoming question. I would be surprised if Sean didn't own this game or have some type of memory of it.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
I don't know the game. I think it's either Dr. Mario or Bust a Move.
No, definitely more obscure than both of those games.
Okay.
And it's a game I like directly associate with that peripheral and the Game Boy, basically. I don't think it's been on any other platform but Game Boy. Sean, come on. I'm looking at you, bud. Oh, apparently it was the Super Nintendo version. I was not aware of that.
Okay, now that you said that, I'm going to take a totally random guess.
I know you got it. I'm sending you telepathically what it is, and I know you know it. Don't even have to hear it, but for the listeners, tell them.
Does it start with the letter F?
It sure does.
Faceball 2000.
You got it.
What?
That is the one.
Faceball?
Wow.
I knew you knew. Of course. We're simpatico, bro. We're switched to pre-order bros.
2000.
It's going down. Faceball 2000. And
I definitely never played multiplayer, but always wanted to. Again, didn't know anybody else who had it, but I did have this game.
We should remake Faceball.
You know what I just saw?
Time.
Quirk was multiplayer. You know I've talked about this Quirk game? Kwirk. I know I've talked about it on the show, and I don't know
Clark? What, spell it again?
Kwirk.
Oh, Quirk. Okay.
It's like a puzzle game.
Yeah,
I know I've talked about this game, and you guys both always give me the "what the hell's that game?" look whenever I say it. And that was multiplayer. I used this cable. It says it's amazing.
All right.
Yeah, I mean Tetris.
Hidden gem.
I think Tetris you could play with the link cable as well.
You should maybe look into playing this game, Dwight. It's a block pushing puzzle game.
I'm interested. Definitely interested.
I'm looking at images right now and getting major turd vibes.
Well, you just don't know quality.
Next up, OTV Bob. What game announcement would get you the most excited? From studio to IP to gameplay, etc. All right. I mean, should we ask the next question? Well, a follow-up question? They're kind of combined. Now, know, keep this one as is. Just most anticipated game announcement, or what would get you the most excited?
Could this also be considered, what we're hoping to see at Summer Game Fest?
Maybe, yeah. Let's tie it into there. Not a lot of talk about streaming events, this normally first week of June, I'd be like getting primed, ready to go for E3. And
it is next weekend. Like it's Summer Game Fest live or opening night live, and then I think Day of the Devs, like all those, they're all happening next weekend. So
I've got copious notes for this question. I couldn't stop. I had to stop myself. You can see them on youtube.com/GameJunk. And I've got a ton. I will talk about them all. Many of them I've talked about before, but I tried to distill it down to which one would make me the most excited. And I think it's a new Viva Pinata game.
Really? Interesting.
It's my favorite construction management simulator. I love the art. I feel like they overdid things with the second one, and I would love to see a new one.
This guy's itching for some romance dance.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
truly missed that game, and I mean, it did prove to me there are construction management sims that I like. Many I don't, but I could. That would get me very excited.
you definitely have mentioned that game before and how much you love it. So, are you doing your whole list, or
I mean, you guys go, and then I got like 40 things here.
Okay. I mean, I've got 5. So you want me to just read them all?
Sure.
Okay. This one we've talked about before. Rocksteady Ninja Turtles game. Seems like a no-brainer. Now, there are a couple other Ninja Turtles games that are in the works. There was one that was just announced this week, like a VR game. Probably won't be very good, but Rocksteady, somebody needs to do an amazing Ninja Turtles game.
I got to push back a bit here. I'm getting a little burnt out on the Turtles. It seems like it's every other day there's a new Turtles game.
There's a lot out there, and they all are pretty mediocre.
Yes.
Okay. I think we talked about this last week. New Castlevania. Somebody's got to do it at some point. Just make it Symphony of the Night 2. Everyone will be going crazy.
That thought crossed my mind. Didn't make my list.
This one I think has been rumored recently. New Rayman game. Would be very excited for that.
I agree.
I don't know if this one will ever happen, but it seems strange to me that it wouldn't. Another Trials game. I don't know why that franchise died. I think they did a mobile game, and then that was it. So that's kind of weird. And the last one, Portal 3.
Oh. ...
in VR.
Oh my God.
That would be vomit inducing. That is a hangover and a half.
I don't know.
That game.
I don't know.
Uncle will have to go to AA after he plays Portal VR.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a fan made, there's a lot of these out there, but there is a fan made Portal VR, but I think it's pretty short.
Okay, that's it. I can't believe I didn't think of Portal 3. Great call, Sean. I'm sure many people would say Half-Life 3 as well. Not on my list. Huck, what do you got?
I got a huge list. Okay, you guys ready? Phantasy Star 5. I think that would be an ideal game to see resurrected from the ashes. I never played any of the Phantasy Star Online, so I don't know what that's about, but Phantasy Star 4 is one of my favorite RPGs. It's got a lot of really interesting things it does. 2 and 3 are hard to get into. There is a bit of a struggle to get into those games, but Phantasy Star 4 really proved what that IP can deliver. And I was very shocked that they just kind of stopped at that best entry after I felt like they had figured it out. So I think it would be great if they, intertwined the turn-based with a little more action elements, maybe to kind of elevate it to more, modern day RPG styles. And I just love the vibe of those games and how they do the atmosphere and the sci-fi themes. You gotta love it. So I don't know if I would want it to be 2D, like a really high quality 2D pixel art, maybe not even pixel art, just like 2D art style RPG or
Octopath, Dragon Master remake.
You know what?
Style.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to see Octopath style for this game. I'd want to see something more, almost like Chrono Trigger-esque, where it's more hand drawn, more animations.
Sea of Stars-esque.
Sea of Stars-esque. Yes, exactly. Yeah, something like that. Or, full 3D might be okay, but then you're kind of just playing Monster Hunter Wild or something. I don't know. Something like that.
It does feel, though, like JRPGs are pretty big right now. And that feels like a franchise that could be brought back with AAA.
Should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we just want to be clear, right, Huck? This is Phantasy Star, not Phantasy Star Online.
Correct. Phantasy Star 1 to 4 continuation, next story kind of thing.
Yes.
Or whatever. Next game in that series. I don't know what Phantasy Star Online is about. I don't know what the story is. Maybe it's awesome. I have no clue. So that's what I would like to see. And that's my list.
I thought you were going to say a new Diddy Kong Racing.
Well, I could say that. I mean, I could say binary domain too. I mean, all these things are so obvious. Why would I even say them?
Okay. So, I mean, I'll say some other ones that were very close to winning it all for me. Akaze and the Wild Mask sequel.
Wow, yes. Huge.
A very
what the studio's
game.
doing. We should try to get them on the show.
Yeah.
See what they're up to.
I love that game. I should play it again soon. Playing Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 right now. And it's like, man, Kaze's so good. I can't believe this wasn't Sean's, to be perfectly honest, or on his list. A new Peggle. You know, we got Peglin, we got Round Guard, we got I saw another game that seems to be trying to do that, but I just want classic Peggle, modernized, more levels. Don't make it stupid. I just want nice, clean Peggle. And in the same vein, I want a new Plants vs. Zombies game. I love the original Plants vs. Zombies. Just a simple strategy defense game. Would love a new one of those. Another big one for me would be a Resistance, either remake or a new entry in that series. I don't know how hasn't happened. It's so strange to me that they have not revisited this series. I mean, I didn't include Killzone, but that I think would qualify. Okay, some other ones.
I think Killzone's dead, unfortunately, kind of like Resistance. I feel like for some reason they just shut it down.
Well,
I don't know why.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
A new Geometry Wars. Been a while. I love it. Could use a new one. Okay, let's just go through the rest. Jack and Daxter, new one or remake. Always bring that up. We have a lot of the Digital Pictures games out. I would genuinely be excited if they announced a Sewer Shark HD remake. Finally.
HD video instead of like 240 by 240 video.
They did Night Trap. They did the other horror game I can't think of right now. But
that just Phantasmagoria.
Seventh Guest.
No, there was another one from Sega CD. But just give me Sewer Shark. It's what everyone wants. That's what everyone remembers from the era.
That's what everyone needs.
Yes. This almost was my number one. A new F-Zero game. Been playing a lot of well, not a lot, but every now and then I'll dabble in F-Zero 99. Love it. Some of the best music, best racing. It's been forever since we've had a new F-Zero, and it's time.
You know what that just reminded me of? I could really go for a Switch 2 Wave Race game.
That is on my list as well.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
Well, always ready for Wave Race. One of my favorite games of all time, Wave Race 64, not the sequel or the Game Boy edition, which probably used the connector cable. New Jumping Flash game. I would like to see. I'm sure it's limited in terms of a 3D platformer, but I'd love to see what they can do. And I love that series. Some other thoughts here. A Treasure collection. Everyone talks about how great Treasure is, and the problem is all their games are with different publishers. I know this one's an impossibility, but maybe they could make it happen and get us a collection celebrating the development of Treasure. And I might even say a new Guardian Heroes game I would like. A new Mega Man X. Not a Mega Man 12 or whatever. I want X. I want animal robots. I want 2D. Sprite based, and just give it to me.
I mean, that's a good one in terms of like, what was the last one?
7 for PS2, I believe.
7? Oh, X7. But I just mean, what was the last? Like, what was the most recent Mega Man game in general? Was it 11 or 12? I don't remember.
I believe it was 11. And then there was that. Was it Mighty Number 9 crowdfunded game?
Yeah. I think that game was a bit of a flop, though.
Yeah, big time. Beautiful Joe or a collection. Star Fox 64 remaster. Something that I can't read, which upsets me. A new Panzer Dragoon. Would like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I hit.
They did the remake for you.
Arcade section. Yeah, I want a new one. Like, just let's get some top tech and really explore the Panzer Dragoon world. I'm sure many people would say Panzer Dragoon Saga, never played, or a remake of that. Getting into the arcade portion of the list, a new Virtua Cop, pardon me. If I think I almost said an L there, or Time Crisis. And like, we have so much force feedback with VR and other things now. We got to just get a gun that has recoil and something like that. It's time. I don't want to have to buy the full one-up arcade. Let's just, and potentially these games in VR could be amazing. And I'll add the Jurassic Park arcade collection to this list. Daytona USA, a new edition of that or remake. What else we got? And then another one that, before I get to the totally one-off thing, Pinball. I love Pinball FX, but I want a version of music pinball. I want Rolling Stones pinball. I want AC/DC pinball. I want all the music-based pinballs in a collection or individually. I don't care, but that's my favorite kind of pinball. And then last, other than the one I can't read, is, I was thinking about South Park and the RPGs, which I love. And one of my favorite things about that series is how, like, it just looks like the show.
Yeah.
And that's totally doable now. I want a new Looney Tunes game. I don't care what genre. I used to love, even though they didn't play great, I would just look at pictures when I didn't have an SNES of the Roadrunner game, and I would lose. I'm like, I need this game. This game looks incredible. Why can't I have a Super Nintendo? I want to play Roadrunner. And then you play it, and it's not that good. Tasmania, all these games. I would even settle for Tiny Toons, or the whole Toons universe. Some kind of game that looks like a cartoon and plays great with Looney Tunes. I would love, even if it's an RPG or something along those lines, like South Park. Could be great.
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing I could think was that Disney Illusion Island game from a couple years ago,
which just came out on PS4, I think, on Friday.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like a Disney movie.
No, and it's like kind of the new style of characters too from the last animated series they did.
Yeah.
So
I want it to look exactly like Disney or Looney Tunes. I'll take Disney for that matter. I'm surprised they haven't tried to like redo the Aladdin stuff with, I guess they don't make animated movies anymore. So there's nothing to make a 2D version of these days. Just disgusting. Oh, I forgot. NFL Blitz. Licensed NFL Blitz. Somewhere along the lines, it lost it. Can we get it back, please? And I just thought of this now. Can we ditch the exclusive licenses? I want my NFL 2K back. I want, I'll even take Game Day football back. I miss
John
when
Madden,
there was different football games.
Joe Montana, I mean.
We're not going down to the sports talk era, but oh, I know what I couldn't read. A new Guitar Hero rock band goes without saying.
Yeah, obviously. I thought of one while you were rambling on every game series in creation. I think Ready at Dawn should give the big double barrel middle finger to Oculus and go independent again and create the next The Order 1886 part 2 or whatever it's going to be. I think I saw some news recently that the lead creative guy had announced that it was actually going to be a trilogy, which, I mean, you kind of guessed. But this game deserves a proper finish to this amazing world it created. And they were just getting their feet wet with the technology they had. And now with like the Unreal Engine 5, they could use that and just create an amazing game, I think. So that's what I think they should. That would get me wet, that game.
Right. All right. There. Yeah. I think that could be very cool. I would love that as well. Just a side question for me.
for
Who do you think
yourself.
the most talented game developer is?
Talented.
Like, you think they have the pinnacle talent? They could do anything. Actually, save that.
Sorry, it kind of relates to the next question.
It does, yeah. I just realized that. Okay.
Before we jump into that, Frank, I just wanted to mention there was a Plants vs. Zombies 3 that came out last year, but apparently,
it's not.
What?
Oh, isn't it like mobile only or like web based or some shit?
I think it is mobile only, but apparently it got pulled offline in October, and they were supposed to be like overhauling it, and it just never hasn't come back out yet. So
they tried to fuck with it too much. Just make it like the first one. That's all we want. Okay, Evan, 2 questions. How dare you? Question 1. How do we feel about including unfinished games on a year-end top 10 list? Although the time sink is obviously very different, to me it's the equivalent of putting a movie on a year-end list that you didn't finish watching. Oh, Evan.
Wow. Ouch.
Worms
that
here.
hurts my heart.
How dare you?
Let's be fair. Whether you're doing any top 10, there's games that I don't even play or I try and they don't hook me that year. And then I look back, I wish I put it in that list. Year-end video game lists, let's be frank here, are a joke. It's very tough to effectively do that. Some of my favorite game journalists, including Tim Rogers, has admitted to not even beating games that are on his top 10 games of the decade and stuff like that. That is even more egregious to me than on a year-end list. But I will say, for me, anytime I've put a game on a list that I haven't finished, I feel, and then I go play it or finish it later, I look back and you know what? I got it right. I played enough of that game to know what it was about, and I'm very happy with my placement. So I can make a judgment call. I can extend a game out for the most part. Very rarely is the best thing in a game the end. Very rarely.
Yeah, and I think very rarely is the story the thing you're playing for, right? So it's like a movie, yes, like the story's the thing. You can't rate half of a story. A game, you can pick up on the mechanics and the feel of it, you know, having played
art, music, game loop.
Yeah, but
proficiency.
You know, I do understand the spirit of the question, and I get it. And yeah, I mean, if we all had more time, I would like to finish every game before putting it on a top 10 list, but it's just not that realistic.
Yeah. I mean, I have the same answer. I mean, I don't really like it, but there's just so many time constraints that for me, it's just not going to happen. There's going to be, I think probably I've averaged half the games I've finished maybe on our top 10 lists. And at the end, I'm basically trying to just like sample as many games as possible and see if any of them are that really hook me, that I might put a little more time in to see if it would make the top 10 list. And there's no way I'm finishing those. Like even right now, I mean, we're like halfway through the year. I haven't finished a single game. So like where did this half year go? And I thought we were in its golden land where I was going to finish all these games. And now all of a sudden all these games are coming out and I haven't even played any games. So it's going to be another rush to the finish again for 2025 or whatever year we're in. But
I think last year's list was the first time I had finished every game on my list and came close to 100% of it. So that's another question.
Yeah.
What if you don't do everything in the game?
Yeah,
I would say something like Ghost of Tsushima is a completely different game if you just do the story and do everything.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, very different experiences.
So what are we exactly judging games on? It becomes a very difficult question to ask.
What if you play on story mode versus super hardcore extreme mode? What are you really getting the game?
Yeah, these are all valid questions, and we're just going to have to do the best we can, gentlemen, despite what Evan thinks. Okay. All right. Evan's second question. In 2010, Retro Studios, known for the first-person Metroid Prime series, switched gears to a 2.5D platformer with Donkey Kong Country Returns. Guerrilla Games ditches the Killzone franchise for the completely different Horizon Zero Dawn. The fighting game Skullgirls devs branch out to make the action role-playing platformer Indivisible. And of course, The Yakuza franchise RGG Studio exchanges beat 'em up action for rock solid 3D cover shooter gameplay in the amazing binary domain.
I knew I liked you, Evan, despite that last question.
I like the last question. I was joking, Evan. Don't take it personally. My question is, what dev team would you like to see change up the genre they're known for, and what genre would you like to see them tackle?
I got one ready to go.
Good question. I struggled with it, but go ahead, Huck.
For me, it may be a little odd, but I'm going to pick Epic Games, who I would like them to do something not a shooter and see what they can pull off with all their engine specialists at their studio. And just try to push them out of their comfort zone and see what they can do with the Unreal Engine that's not a shooter. And I think from a business standpoint for the Unreal Engine, I think it would be a good exercise for them to use the tools that that they have available to show people that you can make other games other than just shooters.
Okay,
I think that would be a really interesting. Now, I'm not saying it would be good, but I think it would be a good challenge for them. And I think they have enough money that they could just spend insane amounts of money and do that. The other one I thought of was Rockstar, and take their fountain of money that never ends and do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. Anything but a open world.
Another table tennis game?
That almost made my list.
Maybe another table tennis game. Yeah. Maybe air hockey. Let's adjust to air hockey or something.
That would be good.
I like it. Yeah, I agree. I loved when they would mix it up a bit, and like that table tennis game was awesome. And I wish they would do more like that. Good call.
Well, I believe that whole game came about because they were just trying to test out their animation tech. Was it not?
I have no idea.
I think they were trying to just test their animation tech, and then they were like, I don't know, let's make a ping pong game, like something contained where we can do different animations and see how it works and like how it interacts with physics. And then they're like, hey, this game's pretty good. Let's just ship it. And they polish it up and put it out the door. And I also thought it was a pretty damn good game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a hard time believing they do something like that today. But I mean, Rockstar was also the thing I was thinking of. I was more thinking of either smaller, more contained game, which I guess you could argue some of the DLC and stuff for GTA games are that. But then I was also thinking horror or sci-fi. Now I know horror they kind of did with
game genre, Sean.
Well, fair enough. But I think they did that Manhunt game like years and years ago. And I was like, just thinking, like what could they do now? Like, I mean, they definitely are not afraid of violence in their games. Like, let's see where they go with that. And with regards to science fiction, I mean, cyberpunk exists, but like, let's see that kind of gritty crime thing in a futuristic world. I would be interested in that.
Okay, I like that. I didn't have great answers for this. I kind of thought more genre first, and then developers that I don't think have tackled it that I would like to see them try. First was first-person shooter. I mean, I could say Naughty Dog for any of these, but I would like to see Naughty Dog do a first-person shooter. They've done fighting games, platformers, even an RPG. I wouldn't mind seeing from them. And I would also, maybe they've done it. I can't remember one. They've done third-person shooters. I would like to see Platinum Games do a first-person shooter because they're great at action mechanics, kind of like the Doom developers. And I'd be curious to see what they do with the first-person shooter genre. And then I was thinking RPG. I don't think Insomniac has ever done an RPG. I would like to see them do an actual RPG game. I think they have great storytelling systems and integration. And I think, being able to they're great at gameplay and making things fun, which I think is usually the pitfall for RPGs for me. So I assume Sean is looking up Insomniac RPG to see if they've done one before that I've forgotten.
No, I mean, I was just scanning their list of games. I mean, nothing's
Fuse
jumping out
wasn't
at
an
me.
RPG, I don't think, right? Fuse?
I think it was a first-person shooter.
Shooter, yeah.
And then who was another developer that has only done like a few games, but they've all been very similar. I would love to see Team Asobi do an RPG and take their level of polish and creativity to a different genre. I honestly wouldn't care what genre they picked. We know they can do platformers. They have the template for that. I would like to see them do a different genre.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's the thing with the question is it's more for me. It's like if there's a developer I like, I'll take anything, like whatever else they want to do. I'm interested, but like trying to think of what they would be good at, you're just going to end up pigeonholing them back to something similar to what they've done before, which is not in the spirit of the question. So it's tricky.
All right. So my follow up: who is the most talented game developer on planet Earth right now?
Well, I mean, this is tough, right? Because there's like aspects of game developers.
Overall,
I mean, overall, the obvious answer is John Carmack. It's very obvious. I don't even know why this is a question.
This is not an individual developer, but a development studio or a studio, let's say. Who's the best studio? If you could somehow own the talents of any video game studio, who would you pick? We should do a studio draft.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Not right now, but
I mean, the obvious one, like I know we're all kind of fans of Naughty Dog, but that's the one that comes to mind for me. Like I know some talented people have left that studio, but
Sean, it's a no-brainer. They're obviously number one. When you're considering the whole package, tech, art, they do it all. Storytelling, I wouldn't say they're the best anymore, but they're up there. And I think, they very rarely disappoint at a large level. And I would obviously want them the most. And I would even include Sony Santa Monica. They're pretty close at this point as well. Yeah. And Insomniac is up there for me too.
You know what? Going back to
all Sony-owned developers.
You know what? Going back to the previous question, I wish that Ubisoft was not a publicly traded company and they weren't just chasing the dollars, and that they would go away from the Assassin's Creed collectathon format of games and try to make something actually interesting. And
I mean, they were doing some cool. I mean, Rayman, obviously, they were doing some
small games. They
were doing some of that stuff, and
a big hit, like a big thing. A AAA product.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
but I think an underrated team, maybe not that underrated, obviously, but I think Insomniac might be up there too.
Yeah.
They like a lot of their games I don't love. Like I know you loved what's the one with the electric guy? Oh no, wait, that's Sucker Punch.
That's Sucker Punch, sir.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Infamous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like the Spider-Man games are incredible. And I think they would be up there for me.
See, it gets a little weird because like Nintendo, like we don't know individual development teams, like how spread out they are, how like they're so secretive about how work is even divided amongst them. Like I'd obviously include them in it, but am I gonna like all of Nintendo? Sure, I'll take all of Nintendo. It's not quite the same question. Same goes for like Capcom and Square Enix, and it's a little tougher to like focus in on a team of developers. I think
would I put up? I think I would put up. What's the Square Enix team that made Final Fantasy, like Business Development House 3 or something like that? Whatever it's called.
They're just numbered or something.
Yeah.
Rockstar would have to be included, even though they're pretty huge too. Valve, I think, has to get mentioned. A lot of people would say From Software. I think I don't necessarily share that sentiment. And I would put Housemarque up there too. I think they're really good, and I definitely put a premium on design and gameplay. I think there's lots of great art teams out there. Easy to find great artists, but gameplay, design number 1, tech number 2, and yeah. All right. And that's all. I was just curious what you guys thought. All right. Next up from Cam. I have a question. We all know Frank's love, brackets, addiction to trophies achievements. Are there any trophies or games where hunting a single trophy was particularly memorable? Or maybe if we wanted to juice this, sorry, there was like an image in between that. There's a juice. I didn't recognize it. A list of top 5 most satisfying platinums and top 5 most frustrating. Love the show, guys. Great work. Thank you, Cam. I got my lists.
Let's get into it.
I mean, I only have 9 platinums total, so top 5 top and top 5 bottom. I mean, I'm gonna be one short, and I can rate my top 9. But I must say there is one platinum I have hunted for years and not been able to achieve it, and that is the Uncharted 1 platinum. I have never been able to get it. I don't remember what it is. Maybe it's the multiplayer ones that I wasn't able to get. But I'm sure it's probably
no multiplayer trophies in Uncharted 1.
Okay, then maybe it's one of the, hidden collectibles somewhere that I just couldn't get. I can't remember why, or maybe it's some of the crazy
guide, dude. What do you
maybe it was like one of the grenade ones, like kill 100 guys with one grenade or something, one of those stupid ones. But I must say, I got I went through my list. It's a pretty shallow list, so I could just rattle them off now. But I have Uncharted 2 and 3 platinumed. So I've put in the effort in those ones. I still don't know why I quit on Uncharted 1. Something happened. Maybe it was beating it on the hardcore mode or whatever it's called.
A sniper section in one of the levels that is pretty tough and aggravating. And then there's 2 sections in the first one that, I mean, I've platinumed it 3 times. So I'm used to
was one an auto pop?
I've beaten it 11 times. So I'm very...
Yeah. I've got my 1/3 of my trophies are drink box related. Guacamelee 1, Guacamelee 2, and Severed. So, I mean, you got to show the love to drink box, of course. And then I got Marvel Spider-Man on there. Last of Us Part 2, which I was actually shocked that I got that one. I don't know what I was thinking when I got that. And then the last 2 I got, I'm a little ashamed that it's not the last 3. Cat Quest 1 and Cat Quest 3. I don't know what happened with Cat Quest 2. I need to go back now. That is my platinum of shame. Not having
complete
Cat
the
Quest
collection.
2. I don't know what happened. What happened, Frank? Why would I have not gotten Cat Quest 2 platinum?
I don't know. I got it. So
I know. I'm embarrassed.
I don't have
Maybe you played it on a different platform?
I don't know.
No?
It's
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could have been it for Hawk. Okay, Sean, what do you got?
I've got Astrobot and Astrobot.
2 platinums.
2 plats. I do not go for trophies. Actually, to be fair, there's a couple other games on Steam that I finished, like shorter games. I think like Chants of Sinar, a couple other things where it was like I finished and I looked and I had like 1 or 2 achievements left to get. And I was like, I'll just knock these out. But like that would be the only time I ever try to do something like that.
All right. I have 104 platinums. My top 5 most satisfying are Cuphead, Hades. Oh, no. So Hades isn't a platinum. It's a completion on Steam. But I kind of want to go back and platinum it twice on PlayStation before Hades 2. Returnal and Sekiro. And lastly, the first platinum I ever got once they patched in trophies in the game, Uncharted Drake's Fortune, which I had already basically platinumed. I got every built-in achievement and then went back and did it all again once the trophy was patched in. That beautiful first trophy or platinum I ever got. And my favorite game of all time. Frustrating, I have something I can't read. Stellar Blade, which was just like took forever, and the open world areas are so annoying. Neo 1 in particular and Neo 2, grinding for to do the conversations with the woman. I can't remember if she's a blacksmith or something. Oh God. Shadow of the Colossus, having to play that like 7 times. And as I've said, the second playthrough, I'm like, I actually like this game more now that it's, that was almost on my list. A new Shadow of the Colossus that actually, has good controls. But I was like, I'm so done with this game. Please just end. I just have to get this done. Number 5, Control, which was glitched with bugs where I miss things that are completely the game's fault. A terrible map that doesn't function properly and then doesn't display. I hope that's been patched. When I did it, it was well beyond 2 years and they still hadn't patched it. Terrible, frustrating controls and bosses and checkpoints. That one was very annoying. And let's see if we can figure out.
I thought you were going to have Ghost Tsushima on there.
Yeah, I thought about it, but it wasn't like as painful as these. Bad. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which has a trophy where you have to beat the entire game, possibly on hard, without dying. And there's like an underwater section. I did cheese it 100%. I definitely did some backup saves just in case. But oh my God, that was infuriating. But I did it. I am a true gamer. Can't say the same for you too.
I just thought of one game that I am 1 trophy/Steam achievement away on 2 different versions of this game. And I tried so hard to get this achievement and I just could not get it. And it is Rogue Legacy. And Rogue Legacy has an achievement where you have to beat the game in 15
cycles or
15 whatever, people, family members, whatever you call it. And I did it once in 16. And that was the closest I ever got. And I had never gotten that close again. I usually hang out around 18, 19 maybe. And I played that game so much and I loved it. Like I came to that game kind of late actually, and I knew the developers, so I don't know why it took so long to come to it. I think because so many people were talking about it, I was like, can't be that good. Like, come on. But it was that good, and I should have played it earlier. And that's the one game where I am wishing I got that trophy, but I have not been able to ever do it. And now that I'm so back from that game, there's no way I'll be able to return to it. It's kind of like Cuphead. I want to play the Cuphead DLC, but I'm so removed from it now that I don't think I'd be able to reclimatize myself to Cuphead to be able to actually beat the DLC.
You could. I think the DLC is a little easier once you get used to it. Yeah.
I remember I did get the 100% on Steam for the Cuphead original.
Oh, yeah? Nice. Okay.
I think so. I would have to double check. I could just be talking on my ass here, but that game took a lot of commitment to beat. Right, Dwight?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Last question. Waters 44. Yeah, this is probably a follow-up to Cam's question. Yeah, I'd love more trophy talk on the show. Thank you, Waters 44. Just to add to the above, are there any ridiculous things you've done for a trophy? For example, in GTA Vice City, I left my PS4 on overnight and rubber banded a controller to make a helicopter shoot something continuously. This then built up XP automatically so I could pop the Take the Cannoli trophy. Oh, congratulations, Waters 44. I honestly don't have too many stories about this stuff. Definitely, I had asked my friends to, like, I bought extra controllers or got them to bring theirs so I could get 4-player achievements or trophies on games I had rented, and they would shame me and berate me. Just very rude. I would hope that they had some obsession that they needed a little help with. And I definitely left Viva Pinata running overnight, possibly with a rubber band to get the hours played trophy on that. And I think that's it. I'm cheesing. The Demon of Hatred in Sekiro is probably my greatest shame.
I mean, what about playing through games on the PS4 so you can get 2 sets of trophies? Like that's a
Juice your numbers.
little crazy,
I
don't
don't
you
think
think?
that's ridiculous at all.
That's pretty ridiculous if you ask me.
How so? It's the same game. It's not like I'm fucking playing a different game.
Why wouldn't you play the better version? I don't get it.
They're not that different.
Sean, he
Okay.
wouldn't get 2 trophies that way. He's wasted his time playing 2 good copies.
Any other situation, this guy would be going crazy that he wouldn't play the.
Got to get
the
those digital
higher quality
rewards.
version.
Let's be honest. Who's to blame for this? The developers who should be doing both directions of trophy popping and patching. Like I know it's not hard to do. So the fact that they only go in one direction, that's on them, not on me. I wish I could play their updated version, and just to spite them, I play their shittier version and then pop their second trophy.
Well,
they should
hang on.
like, you know what?
Hang on.
Let's take
there.
10 minutes of work and do it both directions.
Whoa,
Our loyal
whoa
game.
there, Mr. Unemployed. Let me just tell you that you cannot easily go back from a PS5 to a PS4. You cannot.
But many developers do it.
What?
Many developers have done it.
Many developers do it. They pop the PS4 trophies if you have a PS5 Platinum.
Sometimes across platforms with cloud saves and other options.
Okay, well, that's a little different.
It depends how they store the saves, but it is definitely doable.
Okay. Well, in my experience on Sony doesn't like that. Just
Okay.
saying.
Well,
As
that might be part
console
of Frank's
port
argument,
guy.
though.
Okay, fair
Maybe
enough. You know
Sony
what?
should like that.
I know there are some games that do it, but you're right. And I will say
I'm not saying there weren't any.
It's on Sony as well. Maybe they limit the developer's ability to do this. They only want people to go in one direction, which is so dumb. Like, get people to buy a PS5 and then auto pop backwards. It'd be amazing. But whatever.
Well, it's. I mean, we can get into this technical game jargon, but like the PS5 trophy, if you create a PS5 trophy, it's not compatible with the PS4, but the PS4 is compatible with the PS5.
Right, but many of these games have you export a save file to a third party, like something they own or a server.
Yeah,
and
so
then
in that case, it's different.
Yeah, and all of them do this, and then they import it and process it, and just see what trophies you have and pop them. It's not hard.
So I did that on Citizens of Earth because we had cross save with PS4 and Vita.
Yeah,
and I got dinged in certification on the Vita because they found the auto pop.
Really?
Yeah, and I had to take it out. So I don't know if they still do that.
So Sony is who I need to be mad at here.
That's right.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know.
Well, guess what, Sony? I'm moving on to the Switch 2. I've barely played you all week.
So just on that topic, though, pre-Blue Haze, there was something else, Frank. I don't know if you remember this. On this podcast, I think you were hitting like 100,000 gamer score.
100,000 gamer score, correct?
Yeah, I think Xbox might be to blame for all this.
And was it Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I believe so, where you just spam this one attack over and over again to get, I don't remember how many hit combo, but I don't think that's ridiculous. We did it for the fans. We did it for us.
Wasn't that like an 8-minute 1,000? Couldn't you get it like 8 minutes?
I think
or
so.
something like that?
Yeah.
I remember that game.
That was great.
Yeah, that was wonderful. I mean, there's one other memorable failure at a trophy, which was doing the endless set list in Rock Band, where you couldn't like pause it or suspend or anything like that, and got to the last song, Green Grass and High Tides, and my playing partner who I had relegated to bass, the less difficult of the instruments, couldn't get it done, and that was a whole day wasted.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
But very memorable.
How much did you yell at him?
Oh, I mean, I might have chirped him a little bit, but whatever. It's not a big deal. Not his fault. He sucks at games. So what am I going to do?
You didn't just like take over and do both
better than Sean,
at the same time?
Yeah, I was going to say, I really feel for this guy.
All right, that's going to do it for Junk Mail. Those were some great questions. That we did an hour and 10 minutes on those.
Can't believe we did that long.
I'm in a really good mood. I don't know why. It must be the Switch 2. It's like Christmas. I'm so excited. Okay, are we doing what we played? I don't have anything super notable. We've been going a while. Is there anything brand new or noteworthy that anyone has to mention?
I can save stuff. I've got stuff I've dabbled in, but
They're all save it. Be eclipsed by the Switch 2 feedback next week. Please, 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 Gods of Purelator, Walmart, and other things, EB and Costco, please let me get a Switch 2 this week. I need it so bad. As you heard previously, I'm unemployed. I have no life. I need the Switch 2. It's going to drive me crazy to see people playing it.
Next week's going to be a big show because Summer of Game Fest kicks off and the Switch 2, which means you're going to have to divide your times. You two, not me. I'll be fine. Between watching the Summer Game Fest and playing the Switch 2.
There's also...
Isn't Game Fest like the following weekend? It's not this week.
I just saw that like
it's this
some of the conferences
it's this
are coming.
Fucking weekend?
Oh yeah.
Holy!
I just saw Unreal Fest. Unreal Fest is tomorrow, and the State of Unreal, and then there's some Game Fest starts kicking off on, is it Saturday or Friday?
I think Friday. I think
that's not even factoring in
Friday.
Like, do we have a term for when they drop a game and it's like it's available?
Shadow drop.
Shadow drop. Yeah.
What if they shadow drop fucking Viva Pinata during this? What am I gonna do?
Could be something. You never know.
Not gonna be watching Summer Game Fest. That's for sure.
No, it's like, how do I devote my time to Switch 2? Oh, this is crazy. All right, well, we'll have to see what happens.
We know that there's going to be a reveal of the new 007 game as well. So
couldn't care less.
Going to be huge. Going to be a huge show next week.
Okay. Yeah. It could be a monster, a fucking monster. All right. Thank you for listening or watching at youtube.com/GameJunk. Leave a comment, share, like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Switch 2's a coming. Bye-bye.